Swamin Namaste Natalokabandho Karunya Sindho Patitam Bhavabdhau Māmuddharatmiya Kataksha Drishtya Rijvyati Karunya Sudhabhivrishya Swamin Namaste Swamin Namaste Swamin Namaste Swamin Namaste Sarvadharam Sarvavastu Prakasham Sarvakaram Sarvagam Sarvashonyam Nityam Shuddham Nishchalam Nirvikalpam Brahmadvaitam Yat Tadevahamasmi Brahmadvaitam Yat Tadevahamasmi Yat pratyastha shesha maya vishesham pratyagrupam pratyagamyamanam satyatyananantamanandarupam brahmadvaitam yat tadevahamasmi nishkriyosmi avikarosmi Nishkalosmi Nirakritihi Nirvikalposmi Nityosmi Niralambosmi Nirdvayaha Sarvatmakoham Sarvoham Sarvatitoham Advayaha Kevalakhandabodhoham Anandoham Nirantaraha Kevalakhandabodhoham Anandoham Nirantaraha Swarajya Samrajya Vibhutiresha Bhavatkripa Shri Mahima Prasadat Prapta Maya Shri Gurave Mahatmane Namo Namaste Stu Punarnamostu Namo Namaste Stu Punarnamostu Namo Namaste Stu Punarnamostu Namastasmai Sadaikasmai Kasmai Chinmahase Namaha Yadetad Vishwarupena Rajate Guru Rajate Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Pranams at the holy feet of my Guru Pujya Swamiji. And I think all of you must be doing pranams to him. I chanted few verses, and while I was chanting, yesterday also I told you that when you chant, you should understand the meaning and try to feel the words. So here I chanted this one shloka. This is from Vivekachoodamani 513. Sarvatmakoham sarvoham sarvatitoham advayaha. I am the universal, I am the all, I am transcendent, the one without a second. Kevala akhanda bodhoham. I am absolute and infinite knowledge. I am bliss and indivisible. Kevala akhanda bodhoham anandoham nirantaraha. this Anandoham Nirantaraha. You can chant it. That is, I am Ananda, I am the bliss, I am the bliss, I am the bliss. And Nirantaraha. Nirantaraha means unceasingly. Always it is there. So that is my real self. All these slokas are when Swamiji is taking Vivekachoodamani, he told you that it is a dialogue between a guru and shishya. So the guru imparts knowledge and the shishya then realizes. And what he says at the end is like that. So he says that I have understood Brahmadvaitam yat tadevahamasmi. I have realized that I am the Brahman and I am one with the second and I am that. So like this he goes on chanting. And these are very nice to chant to oneself. Even though one would not have reached that state, it gives so much of joy, thinking that such a state is there. So, Anandoham Nirantaraha, Anandoham Nirantaraha. I'm just chanting this any time the mind is a little dark, the mind can be made delightful. So, I will chant those slokas that we did yesterday. So, that is why I was asking you, we are flooded with slokas. So, would you like to chant this? This also? This is very good for constantly reminding that one has to develop Vairagya. So let us chant. Dehe sthimam sarudhire. So we'll chant together. Is it okay? Dehe sthimam sarudhire abhimatim tyajatvam jaya sutadishu sada mamatam vimuncha pasyanisham jagadidam shanabhanganishtham vairagya nagarasiko Bhava bhakti nishthaha Dehe sthimam sarudhire abhimatim tyajatvam Jaya sutadishu sada mamatam vimuncha Shanabhanganishtham Vairagya nagarasiko Bhava bhakti nishthaha. It says, again I am saying, that the first line says that Tyajatvam, renounce, and that Tyajatvam should be in your mind with great force. What is that? All your attachment to the body, which is made up of bones, flesh and blood. Do not have any clinging and attachment for that. Know that this body will drop, whether it is one's own body or, can you give the sloka? Whether it is one's own body or the body of the near and dear ones. So, do not have any clinging or attachment, but you have to deal with them, you have to interact with them, you have to look after them, do all that. But in the mind, all the sufferings and torments that we have, because we have that attachment and clinging, we should renounce that. Jaya sutadishu sada mamatam vimuncha. That these are mine, these are mine, these are mine. Husband, wife, children, house, and all other parents, everything. These are mine. That mamata, these are mine. Vimuncha. Cut. When we cut a fruit, suppose you have to eat an apple, you take a knife and cut it. Similarly, it has to be cut. You have to cut it from if you have to pluck a fruit, you have to pluck it from the tree. Similarly, cut it. What is the mamata? Why it is said mamata? It is mine. This mineness brings about all suffering. Whatever happens to whomever we feel belongs to me, Whether it is human being, whether it is an object, whether it is property, these are mine. When we think, when something happens to that, then we are suffering. So that mamata has to be understood, introspected upon, and one has to slowly cut asunder that bondage. And what is that bondage? This mamata, if we see this, all this mamata or whatever one has to become very introspective. How can we cut this? It is, we have grown up with it. We have grown up having, closeness with our family people, bondage with the family people. So how to cut it? What should we think? What should we do newly so that we do not get affected when they are affected? So we have to think that this, all our scriptures, actually the scriptures are not different. I am taking Vairagya Shatakam, Swamiji is taking Vivekachoodamani. He would have taken something else. No, Swamiji is taking something. All are same, they give the same message. What is the message? The message is that nothing is mine. Nothing belongs to me. If you see Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling Arjuna that aham sarvasya prabhavaha mattas sarvam pravartate. This whole universe has emerged from me and has been activated by me. So, we are in this world, a part of the world. So we also have been activated, born of that supreme power, supreme presence or consciousness, and we are being activated by that power. That power itself is animating us. Otherwise, the body itself is, it doesn't have any sentience unless that consciousness is there. Now, here it also says, Ishvara sarvabhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati, Brahmayan sarvabhutana, bhutani yantrarudhani mayaya, in 18th chapter. He says that, oh Arjuna, this Ishvara, Bhagavan, whether you call it Bhagavan, whether you call it self or Brahman, it is the same. It is that all-pervading presence. So, that is there as our consciousness inside and it animates us. Ishvaraha sarvabhutanam hriddeshe. Hriddeshe means inside. Tishtati. And remaining there, what he does? Brahmayan sarvabhutani yantrarudhani mayaya. By its own maya, inscrutable power, it is making everybody act. That is, all that we do, we feel I have done, but it is according to a design of nature, the Creator. Just like the whole universe is running, the sun rises, the sun sets, seasons come one after another, seasonal flowers, seasonal fruits, all come one after another. It doesn't happen that the sun one day feels that I am very lazy, I am feeling very sleepy, so I will sleep today, I will not rise. It doesn't happen. Similarly, after summer, rainy season will come. After that, autumn will come. After that, winter will come. It doesn't happen otherwise. So similarly, we are the part of this universe. We are also we are running according to a design, designed by something, some power, which we do not know. So, on one very simple example, which is very easy to grasp, I think, why do we say that it is mine? Say, a child is born, a girl is married, then she becomes pregnant, she is carrying the fetus in her womb. She may be looked after well, given very good food, but she has no control, neither her parents have control on whether the child who will be born will be dark or fair, will be strong or weak, will have buddhi or not. No control is there. So this one small incident should make us start thinking that, oh, we have no control actually. Even the work that we are doing, we know that we do not have any control. We'll plan, but sometimes the plan simply doesn't give any success. Is it not? So the introspection is very, very important in any seeker's life. If you are on a spiritual path, that is why in the sadhana chatushthayam it says, Nitya vastu vivekaha. The vivekaha has to be there. You must apply your mind and intelligence and think like this. It's not that you simply read and listen or chant or give or do worship day after day. One has to think. So, when we know that this nothing belongs to us, this mamata, whom are we calling ours? We have mamata on whom? My child, my parents, my friend, etc. Neither I can say that I have any hand in my birth. Similarly, I have no hand or control over the birth of a child or any other person. Do we have? No. So, everybody is created by that Supreme, and we, because of misidentification, we feel it is mine. And we feel I can control, I have, or my parents are my security, or the other people are my security, wealth is my security, we feel like that. So, all the scriptures are constantly telling us, think in the right manner, think in the proper manner. Nothing belongs to you, you have no control. And so, you are born, and whatever you do, your born means your body with its limbs, with the senses, with the mind, buddhi, ego, everything is created by some power. Similarly for each one of you. So where is my kartritva? I have not done anything. So I give an example that suppose we want to eat an apple. The hand with which I hold the apple, this hand I have not made. The apple which I am taking is not made by me. The place where I am sitting or standing is the earth, not made by me, not belongs to me. The knife with which I am going to cut, the knife also, we may feel that I went to the shop and bought a knife, and with that I am cutting. The knife, if you go into its essence, it belongs to the Panchabhuta. The steel, the wood, everything. So how does it belong to me? It belongs to somebody who is creating. So when we think like this, and thinking this kind of thought, actually we should dwell. When we dwell like this, we feel that I belong to some power. You can call it God, supreme power or anything. And I am already His. I am already offered. So, I have nothing which I can call belongs to me. I have nothing which I can control. So, I am working, though I feel that I have done it, I know very well, all these are ego which we are mistakenly nurturing, giving indulgence to. So how will we get out of this? By constantly remembering that it is not so. It is not so. It is not so. You may be in a very high post, you may be having a lot of awards, but the humility, if we have, and we want to progress in this path, we must feel that it is only because Upparwala has made it do, that is why it is so. Similarly, some people will undergo a lot of sorrow. They also should feel that it is the design of somebody. It's not that he or she should not try to improve the situation. You understand? We should not be lazy thinking, oh, it is all designed by God, so what can I do? It's not so. God has given us our body and the strength, also the buddhi in the mind, inside, and thoughts, by which we can try to improve our situation, and for that we should try. But we should know that it is whatever will happen is going to happen. Even if we try, we may be successful in the very first time. We may not be successful for many people. They are giving exams after exams, they are not able to. So it is happening so. So this reconciling and accepting the situation, that is called mamatam vimuncha. Don't get affected by what is happening. And This cannot be done in a single day or few moments. This is a continuous practice which you have to do. And Vairagya Raga Rasiko Bhava Bhakti Nishtha. So the Nishtha, the focus was always the world. Know that the world is always changeful, and what we should focus on is the Vairagya. That is, the world is ephemeral, so we should try to hold on to something which is permanent. Like these examples are given, like suppose there is a heavy storm and we just get onto the tree thinking that we'll be saved there. Suppose we are on the branches, one of the branches, and in the storm the branches are also swaying to and fro, we'll be fearful. But suppose we just hold on to the trunk of the tree, which is steady, then we'll feel we are steadily standing. So the changeful thing, we are constantly going behind the changeful things, the perishable things, and that is why we are fearful. So we have to think what is permanent, let us hold on to that. Be self-seated, go inside and sit down in the lap of your own indweller, your own real identity, which is not perishable, which is not changeful. So the second one, Bhoge Roga Bhayam. Bhoge, together. Bhoge Roga Bhayam Kule Chuti Bhayam Vitte Nipalad Bhayam Mane Dainya Bhayam Bale Ripu Bhayam Rupe Jaraya Bhayam Shastre Vadi Bhayam Gune Khala Bhayam Kaye Krutantad Bhayam Sarvam Vastu Bhayanvitam Bhuvinrinam Vairagyameva Bhayam Sarvam Vastu Bhayanvitam Bhuvinrinam Vairagyameva Bhayam. This is very simple, and these two are there in the verses for introspection. If you go to the website, you will get. And the third one, which I only explained but did not teach you, that is Vayamiha Paritushta. This we will learn. Vayamiha Paritushta.
Vayamiha paritushta
Valkalaistvam dukulaihi
Valkalaistvam dukulaihi
Samaiva paritosho
Samaiva paritosho
Nirvishesho visheshaha
Nirvishesho visheshaha
Satu bhavati daridro
Satu bhavati daridro
Yasya trishna vishala
Yasya trishna vishala
Manasi cha paritushte
Manasi cha paritushte
Korthavan ko daridraha
Korthavan ko daridraha
Vayamiha paritushta valkalaistvam dukulaihi
Vayamiha paritushta valkalaistvam dukulaihi
Samaiva paritosho nirvishesho visheshaha
Samaiva paritosho nirvishesho visheshaha
Satu bhavati daridro yasya trishna vishala
Satu bhavati daridro yasya trishna vishala
Manasi cha paritushte korthavan ko daridraha
Manasi cha paritushte korthavan ko daridraha.
So, Again I'll tell the meaning. Vayamiha paritushta. Vayam means we. We are satisfied by valkalaihi, by the bark. Wearing a bark, we are satisfied. Tvam, you, dukulaihi. Dukule means silk. As you are satisfied wearing a silk. The Shishya, the king, he had brought silk for his guru to wear, thinking that my guru is wearing such a rough thing, so let him wear silk. So the guru is saying, Samaiva paritosha, whether I am wearing a bark of a tree or you are wearing a silk, both having owned something, we are satisfied. And the satisfaction is same for you and me. That is the speciality of this satisfaction. Satu bhavati daridro yasya trishna vishala. See this word, this sentence. You must remember this. That person is daridra. Daridra is poor. Yasya trishna vishala. Who has unending desire. You know, whom do we call daridra? The person who doesn't have money, right? We say he is a poor person. He doesn't have any wealth, money. But what are our shastras saying? Who is a poor person? Whose desire is unending. Vishala. Manasicha paritushte. If the mind is satisfied, whether a person is poor or rich, how does it matter? Because the mind is satisfied. Triptaha, contented. The mind is contented. So, whether it is a poor person who has that contentment or a rich person who has contentment is the same. So, there is no difference. So, this makes me remember one incident which happened in the ashram. I'll say in short. Long back, I think none of the brahmacharinis were here at that time. You were there? Acha. So, one day Swamiji had gone to Vyasatapovanam and he would come back and take food. We had all taken food and we were waiting for him. It's an old building. Similar veranda was there, so I was sitting in the veranda. He will come after some time. Those were not days of mobile, so we cannot know when he is coming exactly. Now he has started, he has reached Trishur, he has reached Palakkal, will be there in 2 minutes. All these things we keep on getting news. So then I saw that the gate opened and a very old person was coming with a stick. He looked old, he was coming very slowly. So I understood that he must be a help seeker. Those days help seekers used to come, though very rare in Kerala. So when he came a little near, I could see that he was very old. So I went inside and took 10 rupees in my hand, thinking that he's very old, I'll give 10 rupees. So 10 rupees was quite much at that time. So when he came near the parapet, he was out on the other side of the parapet, I am this side of the parapet. I just stretched out that 10 rupees. He said, Amme, I am going to a hospital. It is in Calicut. And there everything is free. Treatment, then staying, food, everything, medicine. Only thing, I need money to go there. And 30 rupees is the train fare. Can you give me 30 rupees? So I just turned around and went inside and took 30 rupees. And then I was thinking, he is going to a hospital. He may need something. Let us give one bedsheet. So I called some ashramite and said that, can you get a bedsheet? We have stocks for help seekers. One bedsheet. I said, give one dhoti also, one towel also. So in a packet, all these things were kept. And then I took the money and these things. So he took the money and I said that you please take these also, it will be helpful for you. He took it. And then he turned around to go. Again he turned, and then he was crying. He said, I am very sad. Actually, I never come this way, but somebody told you, go, there is an ashram, you may get something. So I came here. But see, God has designed that I'll come here, and you have given me so many things. I asked only 30 rupees and you have given me so many items. Now my sorrow is that I am very old, I will go there. I don't know whether I'll be able to come back, whether I'll die there. I will not be able to see this good Amma again. So that was his sorrow. So while he was saying this, I noticed him very well. There is deposits in the two eyes. Then all the skin was wrinkled. The stick was nearly broken. And then my gaze went to the feet. Feet had such big nails and all full of dirt. And he was wearing two chappals, the Hawaii chappals. And the Hawaii chappals were both torn. With safety pin he has tied them. That also, one is blue, one is another color. So I felt very sad. So I told that ashramite that do we have chappal? Generally chappals will not be there in stock. So I said that yes, somebody had left a chappal here, so get the chappal. Then chappal was in a bag, and we thought that you are getting this Nendraparam boiled these days, the big boiled kela. So those are big kela. So I said that we have in the storeroom, bring. It is lunchtime, and lunchtime was over, so there was nothing to give him. So I thought that we can give Nendraparam to him. So when I came, this Nendraparam in one bag and this one bag, that ashramite gave me. I gave it to him that you take this, your chappal is very torn, you will need it, you take it, and this is Nendraparam. You know what he said? Madi amme. Madi means enough. Amma, enough. I don't need. Whatever I needed, you have given. And more than that, I don't need. And then he turned and he slowly went away. So I had written one article on that. You'll find it in website, in Eternal Moments. There I wrote this shloka, that this is called satisfaction, contentment. He would have taken the chappal. If suppose he was not hungry, he need not have taken the kela, but the chappal really he needed. He said, Vanda, Madi, I've got enough. So, this is what, he may not be a realized person, but he has that contentment. And in Vairagya Shatakam, I'm remembering one shloka, which I thought I'll do later, but I'll tell you this, it comes like this. It says that when you rely on the providence, these wanderers, they rely on the providence. Whatever they get, they are happy. If they do not get, then also they are happy. They don't grumble because they rely on providence. So when a realized person, when they rely on providence, such a description is there in the Vairagya Shatakam at the end. Kaupinam shatakhanda jartarataram kantha punastadrishi naischintyam nirapeksha bhaikshamashanam nidrashmashane vane swatantrena nirankusham viharanam swantam prashantam sada स्थैर्यं योगमहोत्सवे पिचयदि त्रैलोक्यराज्येन किं कौपीनं शतखण्डजर्जरतरं कन्था पुनस्तादृशी नैश्चिन्त्यं निरपेक्षभैक्षमशनं निद्राश्मशाने वने स्वातन्त्र्येण निरङ्कुशं विहरणं स्वान्तं प्रशान्तं सदा स्थैर्यं योगमहोत्सवे पिचयदि त्रैलोक्यराज्येन किं कौपीनं शतखण्डजर्जरतरं कौपीनं. They wear the kaupinam, the loin cloth, And the Kaupinam is Shatakhanda Jartaram. It has got 100 holes in it. Absolutely tattered. Kantha Punas Tadrishi, and he has some cloth to wear around like this. Tadrishi means that the fate of that also is like that. 100 holes are there, tattered cloth. Naischintyam Nirapeksha Bhaikshamashanam, but he is Nischinta. If we have, our clothes are all torn and we do not know where to get it, we will be anxious. We have to go somewhere, good dress is not there. He is Nischinta. Nischinta means worryless, anxietyless. Naischintyam Nirapeksha Bhaikshamashanam. Nirapeksha means he doesn't expect. He doesn't expect or desire. Bhaikshamashanam. That is, he doesn't wish for it, expect it, but if he gets it, he takes food. Naischintyam nirapeksha bhaikshamashanam nidra smashane vane, and nidra. He sleeps wherever he can, either in the burial ground, cremation ground, or in a forest. Wherever he gets place, he sleeps. So that is why he nischinta. He doesn't expect anything, that I must get a cot, I must get a good mattress, I must get a good pillow, I must get a good roommate, right? Here, many of you might be feeling that my roommate is not all right. Oh alas, I should have got that person as my roommate. So, nidra smashane vane. So what is this? This is Vairagya. He doesn't want anything particularly. Completely relying on the providence. Swatantrena nirankusham viharanam. So, nirankusham means without any obstacle. He independently, with lot of freedom, he viharanam, he moves about everywhere. Because he has nothing, no bondage. He is not worried that whether I will get a place to sleep, little bit to eat, whether any clothes will be there, or whether I will get something to cover me, nothing. He is just going. Swatantrena nirankusham viharanam. Then, swantam. My dear children, this is what I want to chant. I want you to chant. Understand the meaning, swantam. His mind is inside within him. Swantam, when you chant that swantam, feel that your mind is also inside you, absorbed into you. Swantam prashantam sada. Chant the word prashanta in a prashanta manner. Do you get me? Swantam prashantam sada. That is, he is absolutely worryless, absolutely free, because his mind is within himself. And his mind is absolutely calm and always sada. Sthairyam yoga mahotsave pichayadi. Yoga mahotsave pichayadi. What is yoga? Union. Union with whom? With the own antaratma. His mind is always united, nitya yukta, with, always connected to his own atma. And that is that yoga is for him like a mahotsava. Stairyam, he is steadily into that. He is steady. Stairyam is steady. He is steadily into that union. He doesn't fall from that. Stairyam yoga mahotsave pichayadi. If anybody's mind is remaining steady in oneself, which is a yoga, which is a mahotsava, Trailokya rajyena kim. What will he do with Trailokya rajya? What will he do with wealth, property, possession, prestige, name, fame, family. He doesn't want it. Because we are having all these things, we are acquiring all these things to be happy, to be peaceful, to have a feeling of security in our life. He has it otherwise. So he doesn't want anything. So this is one. So would you like to chant this? My dear children, you know, this is the 91st verse of Vairagya Shatakam. This one, actually when we chant, we can for little time go to that state of freedom. Freedom. We are so much bound by our desires and expectations. Kaupinam shatakhanda jarjarataram.
Kaupinam shatakhanda jarjarataram.
Kantha punastadrishi.
Kantha punastadrishi.
Naischintyam nirapeksha bhaikshamashanam.
Naishchintyam nirapeksha bhaikshamashanam.
Nidrashmashane vane.
Nidrasmashane vane.
Swatantrena nirankusham viharanam.
Swatantrena nirankusham viharanam.
Swantam prashantam sada.
Swantam prashantam sada.
Sthairyam yogamahotsave pichayadi.
Sthairyam yogamahotsave pichayadi.
Trailokya rajyena kim.
Trailokya rajyena kim.
Kaupinam shatakhanda jarjarataram.
Kaupinam shatakhanda jarjarataram.
Kantha punastadrishi.
Kantha punastadrishi.
Naischintyam nirapeksha bhaikshamashanam.
Naishchintyam nirapeksha bhaikshamashanam.
Nidrashmashane vane.
Nidrasmashane vane.
Swatantrena nirankusham viharanam.
Swatantrena nirankusham viharanam.
Swantam prashantam sada.
Swantam prashantam sada.
Sthairyam yogamahotsave pichayadi.
Sthairyam yogamahotsave pichayadi.
Trailokya rajyena kim.
Trailokya rajyena kim.
Kingdom of the three worlds. If that is also given, what of that? He doesn't want it. Together, huh? Kaupinam shatakhanda jarjarataram. Kantha punastadrishi. Naischintyam nirapeksha bhaikshamashanam. Nidrasmashane vane. Swatantrena nirankusham viharanam. Swantam prashantam sada. Sthairyam yogamahotsave pichayadi. Trailokya rajyena kim. Again. Kaupinam shatakhanda jarjarataram. Kantha punastadrishi. Naischintyam nirapeksha bhaikshamashanam. Nidrasmashane vane. Swatantrena nirankusham viharanam. Swantam prashantam sada. Sthairyam yogamahotsave pichayadi. त्रैलोक्यराज्येन किं स्थैर्यं योगमहोत्सवेऽपि च यदि त्रैलोक्यराज्येन किं. So what is Vairagya? Constantly thinking, I want nothing. I want nothing. I just would depend and rely on whatever I get, whatever I deserve. I will not have these feelings that I did not get, oh, I should have got, and happily we should be able to accept and rely. It doesn't mean that you should not, again and again I am telling, doesn't mean that you should be lazy and lethargic to do better. Always we should do better. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Mukta Sangha Samachara. That is, do not cling, but do your work excellently well. Excellently well. So, I will give an introduction to Vairagya Shatakam, the book. There are 100 verses, we cannot take so many verses, but I will tell you what this is. See, from not much is known about Bhartrihari, but something is known, or maybe some legends are there by which they say that he is from Ujjain and his father's name was Gandharva Sen, and he had a brother who was Vikramaditya. Now, Bhartrihari, he belonged to the royal family. His father was a king. And later, he renounced the kingdom. He was the elder son, so he became the king. But later, something happened by which he developed Vairagya and he left and went to the forest. There he did his sadhana and wrote many poems. He understood the meaninglessness and the terrible nature of this world. And in an auspicious moment, in his mind arose the supreme Vairagya. How it happened, that I am telling. Now, so he left his house, lived on with Bhikshanya, pursued sublimation of desires, remained absorbed in meditation and on the inner presence, and with time he realized his own self. So it is said that he had taken the Diksha from another sannyasin, etc. So the story behind it, what we have heard from Swamiji is this. He was a king, he was a very good king. So one day a Brahmin came to the Sabha, and the Brahmin was carrying a fruit which was unseasonal mango. Yellow, absolutely ripe mango, but it was not of the season. So the Brahmin gave that to the king, offered it to the king. So the king loved his queen very much. He sent it to the queen. And in the evening, when he was taking rest by the side of the window in his palace room, he found that the maid servant is going home with one basket on the head, and on that basket something is heaped. Over that a fruit is there which looked like the fruit that he was offered. Now that fruit, because it was not seasonal one, so he could understand that it has to be the one that was offered to him. So he inquired, the maidservant was called. Maidservant then said that the stableman who looks after the horses, he has given him, because so the stableman was called. He said the queen has given him. So the king gave to whomever he loved most, the queen. But the queen had infidelity, queen actually loved that horseman, stableman. The queen gave it to him. And this man did not like the queen so much, but this maidservant. So he has given it to the maidservant. So that created a Vairagya in him. And he felt, I don't even understand the mind of my queen. How am I going to be the king and give judgments and understand the subjects' minds? And he left and took to Vairagya, went to the forest where he did his penance and all that. There, he wrote 3 centuries of verses. One is Niti Shatakam, then Shringar Shatakam, and Vairagya Shatakam. The Niti Shatakam is on moral values. It has very good slokas in that. The Niti Shatakam starts with one shloka which says, the person I liked turned out to like somebody else, and that somebody liked somebody else. Like this, it goes on. So, I fie upon my mind, myself, and everybody. It starts with that. I don't really know don't remember the sloka fully, but the meaning is something like that. Then last is the Vairagya Shatakam, which, as I told you, has very good slokas in that, but it's on very Tivra Vairagya. Because with Tivra Vairagya, yesterday I told you, Tivra Vairagya, Madhyama Vairagya, Manda Vairagya, Nati Manda Vairagya. No, Moksha, that is, Moksha I said. Similarly, Vairagya is Tivra Vairagya, Madhyama Vairagya, and Manda Vairagya. What is Tivra Vairagya? When somebody feels that nothing in this world interests him anymore. So they want to put the whole mind into the contemplation of the Supreme Self. So they'll go away. Then Madhyama Vairagya is somewhat like the Madhyama Mumuksha. You understand everything, you find that renouncing is very good. If we renounce, we will be, just like in this sloka, you will feel very light and free and without any worry, but you will be dilly-dallying. Should I do it? Should I not do it? How to, even there is no intention of increasing the Vairagya. Wherever I am. And Manda Vairagya is, they don't need it. But there is one kind of Vairagya which is, I think, Para Vairagya. People become suddenly very dispassionate, seeing somebody die. That is called Smashana Vairagya or Markat Vairagya. Like the monkeys, they jump here and there, no? And Smashana Vairagya is if you have taken somebody for the cremation, at that time lot of Vairagya comes to the mind. So, Vairagya Shatakam is Tivra Vairagya. He is writing about his own feelings and all that in a very, very touching manner. But how do we relate it to our times and ourselves? That we will try to do when we go take some slokas. As I told you, that, see this sloka, Bhoge Roga Bhayam, it applies to everybody. Everybody has fear. Fearless can be given only by the Guru. Swamiji has taken that sloka, Ma Bhaishta Vidvam Tavanastapaya, and it ends with Tameva Margam Tavanirdishami. So, Ma Bhaishta, what the Guru is saying, actually Swamiji said that some of the slokas he has not taken. In those slokas, the Shishya is saying, he said first, Katham Tareyam Bhavasindhu Metam Kava Gatirme Katamostvapaya Janena Kinchit Kripayava Mam Prabhu Samsara Dukkha Kshati Mahatanushva. He says that, I do not know, this worldly ocean is such, I get afflicted, I get sad, unhappy, I will become miserable. I don't know how to cross it. And I don't see anybody who can give me any reply. So I've come to you. Please tell me something so that I will be, I can transcend these difficulties. And when he's saying this, and he also says that Durvara samsara davagni taptam dodhuyamanam duradrishtavaataihi bhitam prapannam paripahi mityoho sharanyamanyat yadaham na jane. He says that I sometimes feel that I'm being scorched by the happenings around me, as if a great fire is around me. And see, that is called tritapa, trividha tapa. That is, threefold misery is there in this word. Adhi Daivika, Adhi Bhautika, and Adhyatmika. What is Adhi Daivika? Which happens because of the nature. Earthquake, flood, hurricane, cyclone, etc., etc. Adhi Bhautika is by any other creature. Snake bite, dog bite, accidents, all those things. Murders. These are all through some other creature or human beings. Even if in one's life one escapes these two, Adi Daivika and Adi Bhautika, the third one, Adhyatmika, nobody can escape. What is that? Adhyatmika is because of one's own mind. Because of our own mind we are suffering. Baba had written to me a letter, said that man creates Swarga and Naraka, heaven and hell himself. You decide where you want to stay, whether in hell or in heaven. And there are in the Upanishads also, shlokas are there, mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshaya. The mind itself is the reason for bondage as well as moksha. If you hold on to things, you will be under bondage. Same mind, when it starts having discrimination, vichara, and seeing that the world is only fleeting, and becomes detached to many things, then slowly the moksha takes place. Also, if this adhyatmic dukkha, we have got so many tendencies: anger, irritation, intolerance, then fault finding, criticism, being judgmental. All these things actually, they give suffering to us. We shout at somebody, quarrel with somebody, and then we feel bad. Why did I use these words? So, Adhyatmika Dukkha is always there. Also, the Adhyatmika expectations of the mind, that everybody should be giving me praise, I should be praised, I should be recognized, I should be acknowledged, I should be honored, so I should be told good words. These are very subtle things which, when we don't get, you expect it from your husband, you expect it from your wife, you expect it from the children, it doesn't happen, so you are suffering. So Adhyatmika Dukkha always will be there. So, now where I was, I have forgotten. What I was saying? But I came here. Vairagya Shatakam story. So this Adhyatmika Dukkha will be always there. Now, Vairagya is when you understand it and you try to make this bondages less and less. By what? By discrimination, by constant introspection, from where we have got enough opportunity in our day-to-day life. So many interactions are happening, so many behaviors we are having with each other, so many thought processes. We get stuck to our thought processes, we get stuck to our viewpoints, we get stuck to our way of working, and we feel this is the best. So these are the bondages. So whether you will remain in heaven or hell, maneva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho, it is like that. So now he wrote this Vairagya Shatakam, and in that he has said, I was telling you, that it is Tivra Vairagya that he has spoken of. Now we'll see how we will, how we can also be. So this bhoge, I was talking about the fear. So bhoge roga bhayam, you can all apply. Then dehesti mamsa rudire is from Bhagavatam, you can all apply to it every day, having a discrimination. Then vayamiha paritushta, I taught today. What is that? Constantly introspecting that you are. This vayamiha paritushta is from Vairagya Shatakam. That what? You are contented with whatever has happened in the day. Mostly we are not. We will, oh, I did not like this, but still I had to do. Most of the work we do grumblingly, because what we like, we get very little time to do that. Most of the time we are having to do things we do not like. So, contentment, satisfaction, do whatever you do with happiness. That has to be brought about. And the Kaupinam Shatakhanda Jartarataram. Can we not chant it and think that, oh, in my life, what is that? About dress, about the place of sleeping, about food, I will not be choosy. It's not that I will not take good food. Yes, good food we can take if it comes, but we will not blame anybody or feel bad if good food is not there. Or someday we don't get anything. So these things, if we bring to us, and we can bring to us, by whatever situation we are in, we can practice that. Then we'll also be in the yoga and that sthairya of remaining steadily in that ananda, which is a mahotsava, and we'll also feel that yes, everything is okay. Whatever happens, everything is okay. Everything is okay. So that then what happens? Expectations and particular expectations, particular wishes, it goes away. It goes away. We must have some desire, some wishes to live our life. Suppose we all say that no, we will not earn money, we will not look after our children. Is it right? No. But we should always see that we should use only that much which is necessary. Not have more and more and more of desires and expectations. So anyway, the story went like this. This Bhartrihari, in these 3 Niti Shatakam, Shringara Shatakam and Vairagya Shatakam, actually these are considered to be greatest of compositions, adored by everybody, especially the seekers and the yogis who are on this path. So, from the point of view of language, expressions and composition, these verses are considered to be unparalleled. These compositions are an amalgamation of poetic literature, then moral values, science and analysis of the mind, and a living aspiration for spiritual realization. So when you read this, see, anything that we read or listen to, the Shastras, it should give us an aspiration to go forward. Otherwise it's just reading. Swamiji was telling, most of you are professional listeners. So don't become professional listeners. Everything that you hear should bring about a manana at what stage I am. It is telling something. Am I doing that, or I have to do it? Now is it that I have to leave what I was doing and this is the next stage that I should try to do? So it gives aspiration for spiritual realization. That is why it is greatly adored. The poet declares in a very touching manner. What does he declare? That the worldly life lacks essence. It is meaningless. The worldly life it is changeful, it has no permanence, and it lacks any essence. The apparently pleasurable enjoyments have no everlasting value. Now, you will say that all these things we know. We know this. But what is the benefit of reading this or listening to this? Because while you listen, you're telling you, relating to your life. This was written so many years back. It is in the background of those days. Now when we explain to you, or if you read and you can relate to yourself, then you will have that aspiration to apply this. And what is this? Aspiration to go forward. What do we really want? This spirituality, by this spirituality, spiritual inclination, spiritual interest, and spiritual pursuit, what do we really want? We want to have a life where there is no worry, no anxiety, and we are fearless. No affectation. Right? More than that, you may say that all this will happen if you realize the self. But the realization of self will not happen immediately. So what we should do? We should take small steps and go towards it. Doing introspection over all these shastras, what they are saying and what is being explained. So the poet declares in a very touching manner that the worldly life lacks any essence. The apparently pleasurable enjoyments have no everlasting value. So-called name, fame, prestige are all hollow. Name, fame, prestige, all will be there. Suppose one is a very high position. Who will know his name or who will give him honor when he has retired? But we feel that I am so and so. So, and problems associated with the attraction to body, wife, children, property, prosperity, etc., he has described in a very nice manner. What are the problems? Emphasis on Vairagya. The sole objective of human life is to gain liberation. Liberation from what? Liberation from the shackles of the mind. Shackles of the mind. The mind is constricted. Mind feels, first of all, the mind, we feel that I am the body. And everything is mine. All that belonging to me, these are mine. That I am the self. That remaining in that knowledge, that is the pursuit. Now it is, I am this. Everybody has a name. Everybody has a place where from they have come. That my house is here, address is this, my height is this, my weight is this, I am this much qualified, but I am working there, such and such place. So this is our identity. That is the I. That I is always changeful. It's changing. And we never forget, say you have come here, each one of you doesn't forget that you belong to either Mumbai or Bangalore or Delhi or somewhere. You don't forget. You know that you will go there. You don't forget how many children you have. Where are your parents staying? How is your house looking? Do you forget it? No. How is it that we forget this I inside us? How is it that throughout the day I do not remember that my actual identity is that I am changeless. My real identity is that I am fearless, I am unaffected. How will we know that? How will we remain in that knowledge? Because we have not learnt it. Nobody has taught us from beginning. Nobody has taught us from childhood. Now when we are trying to learn, we have to give lot of mind hours, which Swamiji is saying. Again and again, bring back that thought that, yes, I was all along knowing that this is my identity, but my real identity is this. So, I should not be affected, I should not be fearful, I should not be worried, I should not feel confused. Whenever these situations come, you should say that I am not this, I am not this, I am this, I am this, I am this. This is a practice. The practice has to be there. So, the sole objective of human life is to gain liberation, that liberation from these shackles which make us bound, make us feel constricted, make us feel afflicted, which can only be through the path of self-knowledge. Central to this path is Vairagya to worldly objects. One of the main thing is Vairagya. Unless you have Vairagya to worldly objects, worldly thoughts, one's own thought, the way you behave, everything, what you are, unless your thought process is around that, you will remain as is. But if you start having the attitude, difference in attitude, understanding that Vairagya is necessary, and you start liking those things of dwelling in the self, thinking of the self, seeing that the world is changeful, and the slokas that are being said, the truth that is there, dealing in those truths, automatically you will find many of the things which you liked earlier slowly fall off. Because they won't get any attention from you. Is it not? Suppose somebody comes to your house, you give him tea, snacks and all that. Second day he comes, tea, snacks, you talk. And that person will be constantly coming. Suppose you do not like a person. He has come one day. First day you gave tea and snacks. You didn't like that person. Second day when he comes, you give tea and snacks but don't talk to him much. Third day you don't even give tea and snacks. Then fourth day this person will not come anymore. We are giving indulgence to these thoughts. That is why these thoughts which are sometimes not necessary, I won't say that all thoughts are unnecessary, many thoughts are definitely necessary. Unnecessary thoughts you should do away with. So, in Vairagya Shatakam, all these are done. The bondage towards material objects and the consequent sufferings, what Bhartrihari had experienced, he has put in these shlokas. Therefore, the descriptions are very vivid and touching. So, what does Vairagya Shatakam inspire us to do? In words laced with emotion, the poet is trying to inspire the seekers to realize the supreme truth. He inspires us in this book. He doesn't speak us so much of Vairagya. He says that this is the life. So knowing that the life is like this, you put all your mind to the Parabrahma. You understand? This is what he is saying. And he says that, and thus make the rare human life fruitful. He lays down the following path to reach the ultimate goal. Stay in solitude with a mind detached from the world. Live upon food purified through reliance on providence, constantly uttering the name of the Lord and absorbed in meditation or supreme reality. Now, we were having discussion. So Sanjay was making my notes, helping me. He says, how are these possible in these days? What? Staying in solitude with a mind detached from the world. Now you have come here. That is what we told in the first day. You are away from your home. You can stay in solitude. What? Not think of the family so much. Not chit-chat with others. Whatever little time you can be thinking about the Supreme Self and live the life. When you go home also, you should take this along with you. See whether you can reduce your chit-chatting and wasting time in many unnecessary things, and give more and more time to spiritual thoughts. Spiritual thoughts means what? In introspection. It's not that you take the Brahman, 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 God, 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 Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. No. You have to see where the mind is becoming narrow, why it is becoming narrow, why it is having traits which are undesirable, how the mind reacts to undesirable traits, and how we can get over it, how we can become pure. This Vairagya is getting rid of desires, possessiveness, clinging, and ego. So, it's a great adventure actually, adventure into one's own within. If you take to it, you will find it is so very delightful. With whom are you interacting? With yourself. You are dealing with your own within. Catching hold of the little jealousy which is there. Catching hold of the little narrowness which is there. Catching hold of the little lethargy which is there. Catching hold of a little arrogance which is there. Catching hold of a pride which is lurking inside. It's a great adventure. It gives a lot of joy. And that is why, and how will you do it? Love the good qualities. Love what you want to become. Love to progress in this path. And in this is Vairagya, so love Vairagya. Vairagya is what? Vairagya is getting rid of the possessiveness, clinging, desire and ego. Love that. I had asked once Swamiji, Swamiji, I am not getting dispassion. How to grow dispassion? And Swamiji scolded me. That was before I came here. He said, you don't have to be so much obsessed with dispassion. You love dispassion, love the thought that you are having no attachment or clinging. It will be yours. Love that quality. So, constantly now, living upon food purified through reliance on providence. Now that you are doing, whatever providence is bringing you, you are eating, no? But providence is giving you good food, I think. Adapradaman also it gave. So, but at home also, you should see that you don't grumble over food, or suppose you have gone somewhere for some outing, you don't get food properly, don't grumble. We should not grumble. Constantly uttering the name of God. Can you not do it here? We can do. And absorbed in meditation on the supreme reality. That also you can do. And it can be done at home also. At home don't say this one is disturbing, that one is disturbing. The obstacles that we give to ourselves, I think others are not giving so much of obstacles. And when the mind is ready, mind really has become at least, if not Tibra Mumuksha, a little bit beyond Madhyama, towards Tibra, then the mind makes adjustments also. I'll tell you a story and then stop maybe. We were in Kharagpur and Swamiji had told me to leave my job and he had asked me to read Srimad Bhagavatam, saying that you have done research in physics, now you do research in Bhagavatam. So I think that since Swamiji had said, I took it to heart and bought, at that time only Gita Press Bhagavatam with English translation was available, 2 in 2 volumes. So bought that and brought one Sanskrit to English dictionary, because Sanskrit I had studied in class 6, 7, 8, 3 years. Not enough, and I didn't have any touch. But my mother tongue is Bengali and I have grown up in Delhi, so Bengali and Hindi, grammar is quite like Sanskrit. So that way I was a little fortunate. But when I started reading Bhagavatam, shlokas, some are quite easy, but some are so difficult, you won't even understand where to stop. Some shlokas are one full line. That is, so many words are joined together. Anyway, Swamiji has told, so I had already left my job also. I used to study in the morning. After breakfast, I would study for some time, and study means study. It's not that I just read through. Read, think, if some notes have to be taken, like a studious person, like a student. So, and it used to be very, very delightful. I would started feeling Krishna is moving around with me. And now, after some days, and then after that, I used to cook. So, after a few days, my neighboring lady, she was also young. I was young at that time. I was not even 35 years old. So, a young lady of my age at that time, her husband has gone to the institute, and I found that she is entering our house, opening the gate. Those were quarters, so very big lawn was there. So, it's coming through the gate, holding the hand of her small kid. There was one girl who has gone to school. So first time she is coming to my house, I welcomed her, made her sit down, we spoke, and then I gave some tea and snacks and all that. So after about an hour, she went. Next day again she came. So what happened, my Bhagavatam that day was disturbed. After that I had to cook. So, and that particular hour I used to like very much because it was very uninterrupted time. So second day also she came, third day also she came, and I was feeling that, oh, what to do now? And all unnecessary talks. What we will talk? So then a buddhi came to my mind. I thought that I'll first cook and then I will read the Bhagavatam. So when she came, I welcomed her, made her sit also, gave tea and everything. But pressure cooker whistle will go. So I'll say, just wait, I'll come. Then, or I will go, I'll tell that I have to stir something in my karhai. So I will go. So anyway, that was over. Next day also she came, but the same thing happened. Third day she didn't come to my house anymore. I found that she has passed our house and she is going ahead and she entered somebody else's house. So, it was such a revelation. I thought that if it was some years back, I would have just given in. But now my interest has changed. My mumuksha word I did not know at that time. That I am so much liking to, give my mind into these readings and the thoughts. That is why this buddhi came to me, this one trick, I should say, that I could not hurt her. I did not hurt her in any way, but I was saved. So what I want to say is that even when you go back home, you will find if you really want, you will get a lot of time. Because there is a lot of time that we waste simply lethargically, and because the mind is always given to short-term pleasures. So we give into all that. So Vairagya is this, that now he has made 10 sections of Vairagya Shatakam, the 100 verses. The first is condemnation of desire, Trishna Dushanam, that desire is bad. Only because we have desire and expectations, we suffer. Second is Vishaya Parityaga Vidambana, futile efforts to give up sense objects. We understand that we are becoming slave to our senses. Like many of us, I think Adapradaman we have taken a lot. Although we should not take that, especially those who are diabetics, they should not take, or those, anything that we feel very tasty, we end up eating that more. So this is only in the food, many other things are there. Futile efforts to give up sense objects. Yancha dainya dushanam, condemnation of mental poverty of a begging attitude. You understand? We are constantly begging. We may not be having a begging bowl like the beggars, but we are begging constantly. Attention, good words, a little praise, and good words from others, good behavior from others. Is it not? So we are constantly invisible begging bowl we are carrying everywhere, invisibilities. And so condemnation of mental poverty of a begging attitude. Bhoga asthirya varnanam. Bhoga asthirya varnanam. Description of evanescence of enjoyments. That if you have many things to enjoy, they are actually transitory, momentary, fleeting. They do not remain. You may enjoy it now, but they are over. Kala Mahima Anuvarnanam. Description of the working of time or the principle of change. That with time everything will change, to constantly remember that what we are having now, it will not remain. So we should not become miserable by that. You know, there are many people, not many, but at least quite a few. I found that I was able to, they have become old. They are not able to do what they used to do. They are so miserable that I could do this, I could do that, I have taught so many people, I have taken so many decisions, now I am not able to do. So they are not able to adjust and reconcile with the age. So always remember, with time everything will change. Yati nripati samvada varnanam. A comparison as to how a monk stands to a king. How this Vayamiha Paritushta is actually a conversation between the king and the sannyasi. So that a sannyasi, however rich you are, however big person you are, it doesn't matter to him. So comparison as to how a monk stands to a king. Then comes very important ones, mana sambodha niyamanam, control of mind by stimulating wisdom in it. How to control the mind and restrain the mind. The mind is like a chanchala, it is. So how to restrain it? How wisdom can bring about that steadiness to the mind. Then nitya vastu vichara, which is there in sadhana chatushtayam, discrimination of the eternal from the ephemeral. Shivarchanam, worship of Lord Shiva, that is relying on the God. Then avadhuta charya, the way of life for an avadhuta or a self-realized ascetic, characterized by higher spiritual freedom. So how an avadhuta, the self-realized person, goes about? Why do we read it? Actually, you know, there is a saying, Yani eva sthitapratyasya lakshanani tani eva sadhanani. Do you understand? It says that whatever are the characteristics of a self-realized person, that should be our sadhana. That should be our sadhana. How can we, what is the self-realization? Do we understand anything? We may be hearing the concepts, trying to understand it. But how to go there? How can we go there? Only when we see the behavior and the characteristics of the self-realized persons, we understand that, oh, he is like this, he is like this, he is like this. So those characteristics becomes our sadhana. That is, we must imbibe those qualities. Yani eva sthita prajnasya lakshanani. That is, whatever is a sthita prajna or self-realized person's lakshana, characteristics, tani eva, those are sadhanani. Those are the sadhana. So that is why you will find in Vivekachoodamani also at the end, there are so many shlokas for Jivan Mukta. What is the behavior of a Jivan Mukta? How does he behave? Then in Bhagavad Gita, Sthita Prajna Darshanam is there. How the Sthita Prajna, Arjuna is asking, how does he behave? How does he sit, go, walk, talk? This is there. Similarly, here also the last section is, what does an avadhuta, the realized ascetic, how does he behave? So from that is that kaupina shatakhanda jartaram. He has these qualities. So these qualities we cannot go around and none of you will be able to leave your house and go in the smashana. But the mind should be able to do it. Able to do it means whatever comes, accept it. Sometimes there will be some comfort, there will not be comfort. Sometimes there will be food will be a little less tasty, or whatever you want is not there. Sometimes the health will not be all right. That time you just reconcile with that. Grumbling and crying and lamenting, this is not a spiritual person's characteristics. When we came here, Swamiji said, Ajivanam Tashramam. That is, when you come to the ashram, till your body falls, you have to do work. And he said that even if you are on the bed, even if you are, he told me, even if you are on the bed, because I was sick at that time, I had a surgery. So he said, lying on the bed, you must know what is going on in every corner of the ashram. Then he said, if you are not well, roll and do work. Roll and do work. So those were very strong words, And also one day I remember, I don't know, maybe I got very tired. I told him something. I got very tired. He said, who wants to listen to your lamenting? Who wants to listen to your lamenting? I am not interested. These are remaining at Guru's feet. This is how you learn. This is all Vairagya. Then you find, I know. Otherwise, we are so much of self-pity is there. Oh, I am sick. See, nobody even, sympathized with me. Even Guru did not understand, did not sympathize. But Guru will try to give you a danda and get you out of that self-pity and whatever is there. And I one particular, this thing is coming to my mind, this because I said that everybody has a subtle wish to get, appreciation and all that. So in the beginning, Swamiji's Jayanti used to be very small at that time. So I think just 1 year after we came, we didn't know the language very well. But still, Swamiji had given the domestic work to me, so I had to do. And it was about 100 people must have gathered. So everything went on well. And suddenly some people arrived, they also took food. So in the evening I was telling Swamiji that Swamiji, everything went off very well. So Swamiji said, oh, is it? Then I said, Swamiji, you always told me that in this ashram, feeding is not done very well. Now that everything has gone off well and everybody took food very well and there were excess food that workers have taken, you should at least say some words of appreciation. You should appreciate, because see, I was in charge, so I felt that I was in charge, so things have gone well, so Swamiji should appreciate me a little bit. So Swamiji looked at me and said, You should have reminded me. So I felt very small and thought that, Ore Baba. Another time when that old room, I used to stay in a veranda actually. That was Swamiji then, that day I told him I could touch the roof. So roof was taken up a little bit. There was one opening with grills, wooden grills. No window was there. Rain used to come, sun used to come, dust used to come, snake used to come, big grasses used to come. So when that renovation was going on, everything got over. Swamiji made that window also a little big. At the last, suddenly a very big idea struck me. I said, Swamiji, can we have window? Swamiji looked at me and said, what will you do with window? So I said, why? I can close when the rain comes, when grasses are long, then I can close. Swamiji looked at me like this and said, you have become very non-austere. And I felt that, oh yes, I've become non-austere. When I came here, I felt I want nothing. And why I am wanting a window now? So I have become non-austere. There are many stories like this. Sampurnam Jagadeva Nandanavanam Sarvepi Kalpadrumaha Gangam Vari Samasta Vari Nivaha Punya Samasta Kriyaha Vacha Prakrita Samskrita Shruti Shiro Varanasi Medini Sarvavasthitirasya Vastu Vishaya Drishti Parabrahmani Sarvavasthitirasya Vastu Vishaya Drishti Parabrahmani. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru.